A lot of ballet dancers, both professional and recreational, think that the only way to succeed in ballet is to push themselves way past their limits, both physically and mentally. Mindsets like rest is for the weak, extreme pain is just a part of the job, or I need to fit inside this mold of a perfect ballet body, otherwise I'll never make it, are way too common. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I had those same mindsets for longer than I'd like to admit. And I learned my lessons the hard way. I don't want you to do the same. So today I'm going to share with you some insights on a healthy dancer's mindset that I wish I had earlier, so that you can have a long and successful and a healthy career, regardless of whether you're a professional or a recreational dancer. So let's start with the ideal ballet body myth, something that has been around for decades, something that is still very much present now in 2025, unfortunately. Yet the idea of it is extremely outdated and damaging, if anything else. I want you to remember that not every hip is meant for a perfect 180-degree turnout. Not every foot is going to arch the same way, even after strengthening. And not every person is capable of reaching the same ranges of flexibility, even after training your flexibility. Forcing your turnout or forcing yourself into extreme stretches that your body is not capable of handling, or extreme positions with your feet, can be really damaging in the long term. And trust me, I know from my own experience. So the key here is that obviously you need to strengthen and you need to stretch, but you need to do it in a safe and sustainable manner. And remember that extreme doesn't necessarily equal more beneficial or better. You can get the same results when it comes to your stretching if you do it gradually and you use just simple stretches, rather than I'm going to now put one leg on one chair and then another leg on another chair, and I'm going to sit there and I'm gonna be, bawling my eyes out. It's gonna hurt so much, and only then am I gonna get the good results. No, you can get exactly the same results with just basic stretching. It doesn't need to make you wanna cry. You don't need to be in extreme pain afterwards. It has to be sustainable in the long term. And don't get fooled. Having a versatile range of dancers, both in the professional environment and in the non-professional environment, is what makes it exciting. Everybody brings their own strengths to the table. You need to look like you and use your personal strengths to your advantage. Second point, cross-training is not optional. For years, I used to go to the gym and I would do a bunch of abs, because I thought, a strong core is necessary for ballet. And I would pick up really tiny weights because I was scared that if I picked up bigger weights, I would become too bulky, because it's something that we get told really often. God forbid that you have too much muscle, and God forbid you go to the gym and lift heavier weights, because you're all of a sudden gonna come out of the gym looking like the Hulk. And I also used to shy away from things like running, because at school, people used to say that, you shouldn't run, or you shouldn't even ice skate because you're gonna get massive quads, and we can have massive quads in ballet. I cannot stress to you enough how important it is to train your cardiovascular system outside of ballet, because if you do that, you will have better stamina in your ballet. It is absolutely necessary to do that. If you want to get through a long piece, if you want to get through a full class and not feel like you're about to pass out after that class, training your cardio is very, very important. And strength training. This is controversial, but ballet dancers are athletes. We're artistic athletes, but we're still athletes. Look at all the other athletes in the world. Everybody strength trains, because we need to build our muscles. We need to have good muscle endurance. We need to protect our joints. So strength training is non-negotiable. Look at all the big and best ballet companies in the world, such as Australian Ballet or the Royal Ballet. Their dancers go to the gym and they strength train. There's a reason as to why the Royal Ballet and the Australian Ballet are some of the best companies in the world. Their dancers are strong, they're beautiful, they have muscle, they're resilient, And the main thing here, the key word here is that they are less prone to injuries. So don't shy away from your extra strength training and from your extra cardiovascular work. You want to be a well-rounded, strong, and a resilient dancer. The third point, the importance of rest and recovery. Now, on the contrary to a common belief, rest does not equal laziness. Rest is when your body is actually rebuilding the tissues that you've broken down during a class so that they can become stronger. If you never take a break, if you never take a day off, then you're not making yourself stronger, you're actually making your body slowly break down. And that is when overuse injuries happen. Now, recovery and rest doesn't necessarily mean that you're just going to be laying on the couch. What I mean is active recovery. So you foam rolling, you gently stretching, you going for a nice and gentle walk, getting a good night's sleep, eating good food. All of that goes under active recovery. And remember that there is a difference between good pain and bad pain. So when you do ballet, then obviously you're going to have muscle soreness, and that is normal. But if you have a pain that is sharp and that is persistent, and whatever you do, it does not seem to get any better, then stop, take a minute, go see a physio, because I can promise you that no role, no audition, no other kind of opportunity is going to be better than your long-term health. Sometimes all you need is a few days off instead of pushing past that pain, and then before you know it, you've pushed past it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then you're going to have something that is going to take you off potentially for months. So listen to your body and be aware of the signs that it's giving to you, and do not underestimate the importance of rest. That is the only way that you're actually going to come back stronger. The fourth point, food is not your enemy. You need to fuel your body properly. I spent years under eating at my ballet school because that's just simply what we were told to do at the time. I'm not going to dive too deep into that in this video, but if you want, you can check out the video below if you want to know more about some of the crazy stories and crazy things we were told. But I really want you to remember that poor nutrition is going to weaken your muscles, affect your recovery, mess with your hormones, and it can even affect your mental focus on and off the stage. Dancers need everything. They need carbs for quick energy, they need protein for muscle repair, and healthy fats for joint and brain health. And don't forget about the micronutrients such as iron, calcium, vitamin D, which are necessary for your overall health. Food is not the enemy, it's the fuel that lets you dance the best, recover faster, and stay injury-free. The fifth point, have a life outside of the studio. Remember that you're a person first and a dancer second. Ballet can be all-consuming. And yes, dedication when it comes to ballet is very important. But your mental health depends on outside outlets, such as having friends, hobbies, being in the nature, going for a walk. And remember that a well-rounded person makes for a well-rounded artist. Everything in life, as you probably know, is about balance. So don't let ballet completely take over and leave zero time for anything else. No, your outside life is just as important as your ballet. And trust me on this, a lot of the times you will actually dance a lot better and be more productive in your ballet endeavors when you do have those outside outlets. And perhaps this is a little bit more for professional dancers, but at some point you will discover that it's time for me now to retire, which means that I'm going to step away from the ballet world that I was so tied together with, and now I'm in the outside world. I'm in what we call the normal world with the normal people. if you've already integrated yourself into the outside world, into the normal world, because you do have hobbies and friends and things that you can do outside of ballet, then once you stop, it's going to be much easier for you to actually deal with that change of environment. I'm going to make a separate video about this because I think that it deserves a separate video as it's a big topic. But for now, I just want you to remember the key here is the balance. I discovered all of these things way too late in my career, and at the time also nobody was really talking about it. But as time goes on, I think that this idea of a healthy and a well-rounded dancer is becoming more and more prominent, which I'm really happy about. And I did want to make this video to ensure that you are not going to make the same mistakes that I did, and you can truly be a well-rounded, happy, healthy dancer. Your body is your instrument, but it's also your home. So you need to look after it, you need to listen to it, and you need to respect its limits, because then it's going to give back to you in years and years of happy and successful dancing. If you want help in building a healthy and balanced approach to ballet, then join my Saturday group classes. We're building a little tight-knit community there, and it's becoming something really, really beautiful. Or if you want a more personalized approach, then join my one-on-one training, where my focus will be solely on you and solely on making you become the best version of yourself. Or if you're a complete beginner, or you're just wanting to start ballet and you've stumbled upon this video, then sign up for my Ultimate Beginners Ballet Course, which is going to give you all the right foundations from the very, very beginning. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for similar content. I wish you all a beautiful day and see you again very soon.